You are now tuning in to Lex and RDDC broadcast station.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Real Double Dose channel. I said it. Thank you for coming on here again with us, because here, serving a slice of everyday life is what RDDC is all about. For any questions, show requests, or feedback, as always, you can reach us at Real Double Dose channel at yandex.com. That's YANDEX.com, and as well as check out the blog spot at realdoubledosechannel.blogspot.com for any insights, pages of wonderful goodness, stuff about health, meditation, pregnancies, food, diets, a lot of things under the sun, a slice of some of our lives. And also our links to our books, Purpose Driven Life, and so many others, and as well as our links of where we can be found right at the end of the blog, and any disclaimer links at all or music rights can be found there too if I can't upload it or Anthony can't get it to upload to the certain platform of SoundCloud. But just so you know, just a little memo, you can check us out at Stitcher Radio, TuneIn Radio, iHeartRadio, iTunes, as well as Spreaker.com. And I'm probably missing, I know SoundCloud is one of there too. And, there's obviously a few more, Stitcher, so much. Okay. So you catch my drift. But I'm glad, and I'm hoping that your holidays went very well. And I know it's just right now, before it gets completely aired to that point, it hasn't been not even 24 hours for Thanksgiving to really even move forward. But it definitely was a cookathon. And I want to say hashtag Happy Native American Heritage Month, and hashtag Happy Native American Pride, hashtag Happy Indigenous Month as well. So that's to, my roots, staying true to all that is hashtag. It's wonderful. So anyways, let's dive on in here and get a little bit. If you haven't signed up for the hashtag Winter Transformation Challenge, I don't know what you're waiting for or missing. I guess people don't like free stuff or not. But the ones who have signed aboard, you are on. Thank you. And I'm pretty sure you guys got things to do, but if you want to write a memo to get a free vacation or free something just to enhance the betterment of yourself all the way around and just update us a little bit, let us know. Shoot that at yandex.com, the Real Double Dose channel at yandex.com to make that happen with the headline of hashtag Winter Transformation Challenge. I'm in with your details for contact, and we'll definitely get you on in there. So without further ado, let's dive on into this roller coaster of wonderfulness, shall we? And I think it's time for us to go to the part 2 of hashtag. I know I've used that a lot so far, but it's everywhere anyway. Hashtag Breaking the Chains series. So this is Breaking Chains part 2, Relationships. Yes. And of course, where we go with this. This is going to hit across the board, but we're going to stay more so to the relationships between people, but it's all relationships that we have, whether it be our pets, our food, our cars, whatever it might be. Short, sweet, and simple. What are the breaking chains for us to have in our relationships? And basically, breaking chains does not necessarily mean one has to leave another or cut off certain elements with it, but it has to define what needs to be in that relievement of breaking chains. Okay, so let's start from the basics of things. Like I heard, let's say downtown, somebody was like, "Oh, did you know that this lady spent about $4,000 or $5,000 on her animal doing this, her puppies? Maybe she didn't have any kids, maybe they left her, maybe they don't talk to her as much." And I was like, what's her prerogative? But at the same time, what is too much of breaking chains with a relationship? She's so attached to that animal. Is she going to lose herself if something, God forbid, happens to her puppy? Could she be spending that extra $4,000 and breaking that up for a couple $100 and helping a child out there, or helping someone out there? Or maybe she doesn't really feel the need to. She just feels happy where she is. What is unhealthy in a relationship? Okay, when we go out to eat, now we go out to the menu, we're like, okay, let's just put all the worry out the window. Let's just have a good time. If you're doing that 4 or 5 times a day, obviously it's not going to be something you can just throw over your shoulder real quick. But at the same time, you look at it like, man, yeah, I could have a really nice steak fajita wrap with some extra vegetables and some steamed rice or some dirty rice or something. And get about a good 750 calories out of it and it still tastes wonderful. Or I could easily go down and go to this favorite chain spot and, get a good 13, 14, 1500 calories just from a couple items and still probably hungry in the next hour. Okay. So you indulge yourself with the 1500 calorie item over and over and over, and then you feel guilty. Then the madness just creeps all in, right? And you feel like, man, I gotta stop this cycle. I gotta break the chains from this. Why do I keep finding myself doing that? And we're gonna get on that in a minute. Don't even worry about that, because that's something I really want to talk about too. This is definitely always pertaining to all of us, okay? No one is outcasted from this unless you're just complete opposite of what we're talking about. Otherwise, you could just enjoy the show. But I'm just saying, even the chains between a relationship. Man, I keep dogging out my girlfriend over and over and over. I don't know why I keep being such a jerk to her. I need help. I need to break the chains of how I'm acting in this relationship. Man, I really need to stop, yelling at my boyfriend over nothing and telling him he could be doing better. I really need to stop acting like being on my phone or being out with my girlfriends is more important than being with my partner. Another example. Man, I know I do a lot of overtime at the office and I really could spend time at home with the kids and my wife, but I'm doing it for a reason. I'll get to it in a couple days, which turn into a couple months, which turn into a couple years, which turn into memories that you don't get. Oh my gosh, I'm just so busy with everything going on. I haven't really spent time or had a date night with my husband or took the kids out just to have a fun night with the family. It's okay. I'll try to work it in somehow. I'll get to it. I don't know what's getting a hold of me except everything but what's important. I'm just trying to make it better for my family. Breaking the chains, however way it's worded, means so much more. It could be driving for hours. I'm sitting in my car and I'm loving driving and I spend more time, 4 or 5 hours behind the wheel just cruising around having fun than I do actually bringing someone in the car with me to go take a joyful ride somewhere and enjoy the time. Anything with overindulgence in it, anything that is serving less than the purpose of what you're called for, has to have some breaking chains within them. And it doesn't mean that they have to be completely separated, but you need to learn how to detach from what is. And I see the repetitive nature that we all have. And sometimes it's so annoying for that habitual irritation to be stuck. It's almost like we're stuck on replay over and over and over and over. I mean, I felt it the other day. I'm like, man, I just felt discombobulated. I could not look at anything going on in my life at all and just say, oh, it's because of this. It's because I had 2 funerals. And that could be a whole lot of factors within it. It's because I was on the phone for 5 hours on Thanksgiving and cooking simultaneously and trying to do this and that. It's because of this and this and that. But at the end of the day, prioritizing is very important, and breaking the chains in order to prioritize is very important. It's very important, okay? Whether it be going to learn, I go to everydayhealth.com sometimes and I sign up for their newsletters and just check up on wonderful things, which I'm going to get you guys some insights about, and just different things that go on. Just learning how to balance what is. Because no matter if we like it or not, at the end of the day, when it's time for us to stop what's going on, we're not going to have a chance whatsoever to be able to look back and go, live out our life without, regrets. It'll be too late to sit there and say, well, I should have did this and I could have did that. But I mean, come on. Breaking the chain starts now. I don't even know if people have enough attention span at this point to actually listen to something for more than 3 minutes of their time. But by golly jeebers, if you don't, we're getting really off the Richter scale. I can give at least a good 20, 25 minutes without being distracted all the way. And if I really zone in, I can do about a good 30 to 45. Maybe more. But at the same time, from so much stuff going on, my brain is just tired. And I look at the fact that even if I wasn't going downtown, even if I wasn't doing these things, what else would I be doing? I still had to be grateful for what I have and make the best out of what I have. Even if it's $20 in our pockets, breaking the chains to say, you know what? I spend something every week. Well, every week I'm going to take half of what I spend on this and break the chains of having that with a relationship with my money and put it somewhere so I can start utilizing it, not necessarily sitting on it, but utilizing it and using it for what it's worth. It's about having those things in place and implementing them so the chains can always be separated, divided, or broken when need be. It's not time for us to have these misunderstandings of not knowing when to stop things or when to have things, or when to say, you know what, I think it's time for me to really get it together. Really start thinking about, man, when is it going to be a time to where everything will work out the way I need it to, because I have to do it this way. I have to have it this way. And also, ultimately, when it comes down to it, that's what we have to do, is make a commitment to breaking the chains and developing these relationships that we're all seemingly having every moment of the day. Every single moment, these relationships are developing more and more and more. But what and how and what is the outcome of the relationships that are being developed that need the chains broken or remended? That's a good question. Now, let's hop on the personal more relationship wise. We understand there's a food balance, even exercise balance to non or overly. We understand there's relationships with everything else, but the biggest ones that we have the most, apart from food and health relationships, which is balance with emotional and spiritual and mental, is our personal relationships with others and then ourselves. I'll say that because a lot of us have more relationships, and I'm starting to notice since I got my detachment from being into my complete spiritual awareness into more having relationships with others other than myself first. And I'm starting to get more and more into that, even more so. My whole understanding of that compilation is the relationships we have, are they dirty? Okay? Are they just sitting there reeking where they need a wash? Are we repetitive in nature, or just rehashing the same crap over and over? And I'll tell you something. I've been dealing with certain individuals where I just find myself trying to be the Mother Teresa of all things. Like my mom said, you try to be more than just a friend, or even a woman would be to a person they're in a relationship with. You try to be the mom and everything else. And I'm like, yeah, right. But then I realized, man, you out there, it's not just women. It could be men too. It's like you give so much over and over and over. You do so much over and over and over. And it's not like you need, I hope not, to do it just for form or fashion. Never do anything just to get praised for it. We hope and expect for them to acknowledge it, but at the same time, do it from the heart always. Because when you do it from the heart, no one can use it against you or slap you back in the face with it. It feels good because it was done genuinely. But you find yourself in the same conversations, the same arguments, the same mindset, and nothing is changing. Now, you can evaluate for yourself. If you have a question, come on and ask us. Is it all, going to the purpose of you feel guilty and that person's making you feel the guilt trip? Or what you're saying is completely logical to a good standpoint, and they're just completely, once again, habitual in their behavior. And then you both develop behaviors and characteristics that you can't even recognize. It's not the point of just a new year kind of, montage or mojo or whatever mantra. It's about defining, breaking the chains within that relationship. Do you need to say, hey, I need to pause from this. We need to evaluate what's going on, because honestly, no matter how much I love you, I have to understand to love me more and understand how to love me on a deeper level. Not to the point where I have to neglect you to love me or go play race cars or whatever, but it's the point of understanding and evaluating where I'm at emotionally and mentally, and seeing if it's a sound connection together. Because honestly, it's the same thing as a great book will always say, unless two can walk together, how can they agree? That is the truth, and I try to dissect it different ways. It is the truth. If you are sitting there like, let's walk together, but I want to go over here to Australia and you're trying to go over here to Canada, how are we going to walk together? We both want to go separate ways, but we want to go together. How is that possible unless we're on one direct path going somewhere else? The whole point is that breaking the chains to a relationship, that is with anything, too much of anything is not a good thing. But the only great thing that could come out of that is pure, true love. Now, someone might say, oh, well, having too much love is no. If having the kind of human love, the conceptualness of the love that we think is something, yeah, that has so many flaws and so many attachments to it. We would be on here all day trying to break that down. But if we had pure, true love, what it was wrote and written to be, patient, kind, just, open, non-jealous, non-hatred, non-fear. Like the truest love there is, man, we would probably melt into like piles of gum. Well, I'm gonna say gummy bears, but just melt with love and abundance, that there would never be a need for any kind of darkness, and not in the form of color, just the feeling of that heaviness on us again. The only thing that we need more of than anything is real, true love, and that is the point of freedom and divinity. A lot of us will never touch that because we refuse to be that, or see that, or feel it. So all I'm saying for that aspect of anything that was going through or going over, whatever it might be, understand the relationship. Understand where it might be. Somebody might even recognize what's going on. You can see and be thinking about, oh, yeah, I know Diana. Yeah, she has something going on like that. But you can't wipe the beam out of someone else's eye when there's still a plank in yours. We're real quick to do that. Man, I know someone like that. My mind would drift off. Well, what about this person? And then I had to sit there like, well, come on, Lex. Look at yourself. What kind of things could you clean up? And, to be honest, you can never lie to yourself or the ultimate one and the ultimate being that created you. You could never be able to lie to that because no matter what, you know the truth. You can convince yourself, but can you convince others? I always tell people you can convince yourself, but you can't convince me. Like that's been my montage motto. And the whole thing for the vibrational level I was speaking about, if a person is on a certain level and you're starting to see yourself being a reflection, this is to all of us now. Okay, Lex is talking to Lex too. Okay, the goddess is talking to Lex as well, and Lex is speaking. But if you start having a person on a certain frequency and vibration, I think we spoke about this in different episodes, and all of a sudden you find yourself on that, and you can kind of shift your way to them, right? And kind of get to a lingo to where they understand and slowly rise back to where your vibration level is on the highest magnitude of where you are at that moment. But never decided to just descend to where it's like, oh, well, I'm right here with you. Because the first time a person says, man, you're telling me, for example, to not go get drunk every day, but yet your fridge is full of wine and liquor. Okay. Maybe you're drinking it, maybe you're not, but it's still around you. Oh, you're telling me not to go out and date many girls, but yet you have 10 girls in your roster. Or you're telling me to go gain some weight, but yet you're sitting over here, losing 20 more when you actually need to gain 50 more. Whatever it might be. And some people are just like, well, that's my thing. And at the same time, a person, and this is the truth, a person who's 300 pounds can tell a person how to lose weight. They could know the exact specifications of how to lose weight. At least what worked for their body, but still in some way it will help them lose weight. And if some people are like, oh, I'll talk to a person who's slender. Well, a lot of slender people that I understand from my doctor's point of view and different ones I know, some of them never even had to worry about something their whole life. They don't know how to stay slender because they've always been. But they can tell you their diet or their regimen that's been going on in their life. Maybe it worked for them. Maybe it's just in their DNA. You don't know. It's just the whole point. A person who drinks liquor can tell an alcoholic to stay away from liquor because they might be more balanced than the person that just drinks uncontrollably. The person that has multiple girlfriends he's dating versus telling the guy or the girl, hey, you should have less partners, could be like, man, I know what I'm going through with this headache. Or, hey, they all know that it's an open relationship and we're just, mingling with each other and seeing where we want to be. It's different levels to every person's stage in life. But you and I, we have to know where these relationships need to be drawn a fine line. When is too much, and when are we giving not enough? When are we taking too much and getting too much crash back and not upholding ourselves to where we belong? Draw the line if you're being abused. Draw the line if you're having abuse or doing abuse. Draw the line and seek some kind of help, something to aid yourself in getting better from that situation. There's always a way out. There's always a way out and up. Because if you can, like Les Brown was saying, the whole point is if you crash and burn and you fall down, land on your back, because if you can look up, you can get up. And another one, Mr. Les Brown says, hashtag Les Brown, I remember he said, shoot for the stars, and even if you miss, you can still land on the moon. Okay, something like that. I know it was. But anyways, that's what I wanted to say. I want to wrap this up. Don't want to go down too long, but hashtag breaking chains. This is episode 2, and this is relationships. Evaluate each and every single relationship that we have. Maybe we've talked about this before, but it always comes over hearing and hearing and hearing, because every time you hear something over and over or see a movie, you always find something that you've missed or you didn't see last time. I don't care if it's the notice of a flower sitting on the corner of the movie screen or the TV screen. There's something you missed and something you didn't hear. So whatever it might be, this is about breaking chains. Life lessons is great too, but life lessons will teach you how to break chains and understand how to rebuild them the correct way, or just get rid of them completely. So you and I have to be our healthiest all the way around, point blank period. So stay blessed, wonderfully you. Be the change, feel the passion, and embrace the power of the spirit. I hope it got deep enough, because I'm trying to really get to the nitty gritty of what we're all trying to feel here. And hopefully a cool new co-host will come on here eventually, after we go through about 24 to 34 possible candidates that would definitely fit the criteria of the show. And they seem like some really nice people already. So anyways, we want you to check us out. Stay tuned. Stay blessed. Thank you. We appreciate you beyond thankfulness every single day of the year, as we all know. And happy holiday season. I hope you and your family are safe. And no matter what you're going through, just know that someone is praying for you diligently out here in this world. And just keep up on it. Hashtag Winter Transformation Challenge and everything else. This is Lex, Real Double Dose Channel at yandex.com and realdoubledosechannel.blogspot.com. Find all of our links. We're out there. We love you, and we will be back with you wonderful family soon.